So I don't know if you feel a bit like me at the moment, but in my household, everyone is sick and tired, and it gets to this time of the year, and I'm like, oh my God, this summer feels like it happened a really, really long time ago. I've got a little toddler. He's got like a super snotty nose at the moment, and so like when he goes to sleep, like he can't keep the dummy in while he's sleeping. I don't know if you guys have this problem. So he's like I can't blame him, the poor guy. Like, so he's, spitting the dummy out. So he wakes up, and he wakes up his 5-year-old sister, and then the whole house is awake. So we're all super tired, and like deadlines up to here, and like I'm trying to sort out our strategic planning, and my husband's complaining about his deadlines, and then my mother-in-law, she's like, what about the kids' Christmas presents? And I'm like trying to like finish my work while Googling Christmas cocktail recipes and like baking at the same time, and it's like, all of this is happening, and it's what makes really simple things like going shopping like an absolute freaking nightmare. You're like there with your trolley, and you're like, okay, gotta like get some snacks, like people coming over this weekend, like, they've got a diabetes problem, they've got cholesterol, and this one, what is this one? Does this one kill orangutans? I'm not even sure anymore. And this product here, it looks yummy, but like, does this one, what did Greenpeace say about sustainable palm oil? Does this one cause deforestation? And it's like, all of this is happening, right? Like, I'm thinking about my mother-in-law and the Christmas, and it's like, you know what? Today, literally today at 3 a.m., this morning, it's not your problem anymore. But it might well be a business opportunity for you. And that's what I'm going to say a little something about today. So my name is Hannah Mowat. I am the campaigns coordinator at a small organization called Fern, based in Brussels. We work to make EU policies work for people and forests. And literally at 3 a.m. this morning, the EU concluded on a regulation, which is called the EU Regulation on Deforestation-Free Products. It's been 2 years in the making. It's been 10 years in the making up here. And I am here speaking to the glitterati of the tech and finance industry because I think that you have a role to play in implementing it. So let's just take a really quick zip. I know that we are slightly behind schedule, so I will keep to time. So what is this regulation? Well, you'll probably read it in the broadsheets of whichever country you come from this morning, but I'm here to tell you what's in it. So there are basically 3 main criteria. Any product from in 18 months' time, when it's being, when it will be finally coming into force, all products placed on the EU market must be deforestation-free, they must be degradation-free, and they must be legally produced. Deforestation-free means that the product must come from land that was not deforested since 2020. The products that it covers are palm oil, soy, wood, beef, cocoa, coffee, rubber, all the main forest risk commodities and the derived products that come from it. And this is why, so I wasn't when Marco contacted me and said, we really, really want Fern to come, and I sent him an email, I was like, I think, I was a polite response, I don't think we're the right organization for your conference, thanks very much. And he said, no, I really think you are. I said, okay, let's talk. And of course, I didn't know that the 6th of December was going to be the day this regulation came, but but the reason why I want to present it to you is because of this particular requirement. This is the major innovation in this law. Because companies must provide the geolocation information, so down to the polygon level of the land in which they source their commodities. And so I think there are some people in this room that may have some interesting tools that they can use to help companies to comply with this. And is that the end of my presentation? It is. Apparently, I think I've lost out some slides. There are a few other slides which don't appear on this presentation. I was literally updating this in the nighttime because the negotiations were ongoing. So in addition to the traceability requirements, there are penalties. The penalties are if you put a product on the EU market and it's found to have deforestation, up to 4% of your annual turnover can be withheld. To comply with it, competent authorities must do annual checks. So if you are sourcing from a low-risk country, they must check 1% of the product coming in. If you are sourcing from a medium-risk country, it's 3%. If you're sourcing from a high-risk country, then it's 9%. So competent authorities will need to check 9% of the commodities coming in, which is a level almost unheard of, and is going to definitely get competent authorities scratching their heads as to how exactly they're going to find the workforce to do these checks. And I think there were a couple of other slides which I've now forgotten, but in any case, I hope that you see this as something that you can help with, and here are my details if you want to hear more about it. Thank you.